Welcome back to Newsmakers. We are discussing civic issues with three city councillors, Ngaire Button, Barry Corbett and Yani Johanson. We probably should talk about your cousins in Kilmore Street, ECAN, and some interesting recommendations from the Christchurch team. Do you think commissioners are the way to go?
I object to cousins. There'd definitely be black cousins on the wrong side of the family. You know, I've never had any time for ECAN, to tell you the truth, for the regional council. I think this country is over-governed and we never ever needed them. And I think the commissioners or the independent people have come up with some very good recommendations, and they've said it as it is. They have said that the people at ECAN spent more time worrying about their political parties than they did about governing and leadership. And I find that something that I'd always thought too. You know, that's why I don't like parties in local body politics, because that's what happened at ECAN. Well, it's now been said in the thing.
It's not true. I mean,
that's what it said in the report.
No, in fact, it says in the report that our investigation did not bear this out to the allegation that there was insufficient leadership and the council's too busy protecting individual party perspectives and fails to pay sufficient attention to leading the region. Our investigation did not bear this out.
All right, Barry,
Council has been too busy protecting political perspectives rather than leadership.
Our investigation did not bear this out. Page 51. Read the report.
All right,
this is the problem. It's all based on myth. I think it's incredibly dangerous for this region to lose its environmental checks and balances, such as ECAN. I think there's things that can be improved, but a number of the allegations that were made by our mayor, not by our council's never actually had a formal position on ECAN. We've never been invited to express a formal view as a council, but a number of things that have been said are the very same concerns that people have registered against our council, and I think any investigation into our council would raise a number of similar concerns. I think it's been completely unfair, and I think that the myths that have been portrayed absolutely is not. And if you read the report, which I've done on page 51, again it says that those concerns around party political things were simply not true.
But that's why I go to page 8, which is right at the start in the big part of it, and it says that political... You can hold the back one up too, because I've underlined
Everyone can read it online. Yes.
So yeah, page 8 is the one to look at.
You get the casting vote here, Ngaire. Do you think the recommendation to appoint commissioners is a sound one?
I think in the short term, yes. I think there have been leadership issues at ECAN for a long time. It's all about leadership. Yeah. And I think commissioners, yes.
Okay. Can I ask you about...
sad but true.
Can I ask you about...
It is sad.
Can I ask you about the Shirley Papanui Community Board? Because obviously, as a councillor for that area, you get a vote on community board matters.
I do.
And you voted in favour of this $5,000 thereabouts history book project. Why isn't this frivolous?
Well, I think you've got to start at the beginning, and I think community boards have great value, and I think all of us would agree that community boards have...
no, I disagree.
You disagree? Well, I agree. We won't have that debate now, but I think
why isn't this self-congratulating?
Well, I guess the probably is, and there is an air of that. But we have to remember that Yvonne Palmer, who's the community board chair, she has been the greatest champion of community boards since 1989.
So why are we writing her with the public money of This Is Your Life book?
Well, I'm hopeful that it won't be a This Is Your Life book. I think
Bob
it will
could
be
do it.
recording the community board story. You have to remember Yvonne is also on the executive committee for community boards across New Zealand, and Shirley Papanui has led the way in terms of community boards' efforts and initiatives across New Zealand. And there's a lot of things like Neighbourhood Week and many things that have, and Children's Day, which is now a citywide program, that have started with Shirley Papanui.
So we need a book to lionise all this.
No, I think we need to we need to record the history of it.
Would you have voted for the $10,000 in the Welcome to Shirley sign as well? I know you weren't there, but would have you? Because it was the same board.
I think $10,000 is a bit steep, to be honest. I would have voted for a sign, absolutely.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I think Shirley was a community without really an identity, and I'm not sure the sign has given it an identity.
Well, what's the point then?
But it has. I think I've got a problem with the sign. 10 grand's a bit steep.
Right, this is the same community board that funded, I think, a wee while ago, fridge magnets to go door to door promoting what they do. The issue here really is whether or not the council should actually be recording the history of its community boards across the city, recognising that Christchurch has actually had a proud history of supporting community boards.
What should council do?
And council, I believe, as an organisation, should actually be doing it rather
so your
than
issue is where the funding's coming
getting,
from, not the concept.
Well, we have staff employed by council that do research. You remember the former mayor had a book written about him as well, paid for, I believe, by public money. I think the issue is that council should record these things in a holistic manner across each community board. If it's a story to be told, I don't think we need to spend this sort of money individually at each community board to be able to do that.
Very quick comment, Barry.
On the community boards?
Do you think this book was worthwhile spending?
No, well, I'm not a fan of community boards, but I like what Shirley's done. The reason I'm not a fan is the community board I am in has been hijacked by a political party, and so you never have any say in it. And it's not there for the community, it's there for the party, and that's what I don't like with community boards.
All right.
Oh,
but most others are fine. I mean, I have no worries with their one.
Okay, I've got less than a minute left. I'm going to ask you, and I know we'll have you back before the election because it's a long, long way away, but at this point in time, what do you think...
I'm sick that day, I won't be able to.
What a shame. What do you think the defining issues will be? Give me one issue that you think is going to be central to the next campaign. One issue.
I think absolutely the public accountability and transparency.
All right,
and I
thank
think
you.
it comes through to local democracy and action.
Ngaire.
What will it be or what should it be? What it will be, I think, I think it will be the three big issues we've had as a council: the housing rents, the Henderson deals, and the music conservatorium. But what it should be is what we have actually achieved in Ellerslie and some of the good decisions.
Okay, I've got 10 seconds. Barry,
I think it should be, yes, we want the city to proceed, not the no people that come through so many times.
All right. Very good to have you aboard.
Wonderful to be here, Michael.
Very good. Barry Corbett, Ngaire Button and Yani Johanson. Thanks for your company. Good night.